In 2004, my eyes were opened to the atrocities of human trafficking, child exploitation, but primarily to child sex trafficking and child porn. My name is Nicole Fitzpatrick, and I work primarily here in South and South Central Mexico. As missionaries work with the indigenous people, my doors were always open. I was a stay-at-home homeschool mom also, and children would come, during the day, 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning, asking for jobs. I didn't understand why they weren't at school, why they were looking for money and jobs. So I would give them small jobs, wash a car, sweep my yard, water my plants. But while they were doing that, I would go in and make them, I would ask them before, have you eaten? And they're like, no. When's the last time we ate? I don't know, a day or two. Once you help one or two, pretty much within a few weeks, I had 20, 30, up to 40 children a day coming to our home asking for work. Well, then I opened up a school in my home. I realized just slowly over those months, none of them had a birth certificate, none of them knew their names. What's your name? Whitey, Darky. When they come in the next day, sometimes I started noticing like bite marks and hickeys and stuff that weren't there the day before. And it wasn't until two of the sisters, who were 11 and 13 at the time, they both at the same week stopped eating or constantly going to the bathroom. I took them to the doctors. He said, they're pregnant. I'm like, we don't have any proof of that. How can you say that? They practically live with me in my house. They go home to their little shack every evening. Long story short, they had both been rented out by their brother. I went to authorities. Yeah, I know it happens. I'm like, what do you mean it happens? What are we going to do about it? He goes, we have no refugee place for them. We have no safe house. There's no orphanage around here. And my husband and I sat down after talking to authorities and realizing we have to either help them, go through the legal system, open up a children's home, and fight for justice, bring these cases to court, or let them. I started pressing charges, telling their stories. Men started getting locked away, and when that happened, my phone blew up. People from all across the state and across the nation started saying, do you really rescue children from human trafficking? So I got my own team together with authorities, with police, and we started doing rescues. Some of our rescues were easy, some of them were hard, some of them required, guns and ammunition with state authorities and national authorities. We started knocking down doors. Now we are pretty well known. I've worked with most of the states in Mexico. So when I get an anonymous call, I can just call the authorities from that state, from that county, and thankfully they do the rescues. In all, from both children's homes that I have personally with state authorities throughout the Republic rescued, we're right about 3,000 children right now. We're like 2,890 something. But if you count the people who have come and worked with me and then branched out and gone to other nations to work, it was probably about 5,000 children. Every chance we get, we give into foster care, adoption, one of the two or both. But unfortunately, we always have a minimum 40 to 60 kids actually in each of my home. And why? It's usually because they come with siblings. I don't feel like it's right to separate families, The ones who are siblings, I pretty much raised them. I raised them completely. Also, we don't look for children for families. We look for families for children. A lot of people come and visit or read my updates or read my book, and they're like, I don't know how you could do it. I could never do that. And they think I'm just some kind of Wonder Woman, and I'm not. I had those fears. I prayed, God, give me that faith, help me to help people. But God will answer your prayers sometimes. But don't think that you can't do it, because you can. With God, all things are possible. I think as if a tenth of the Christians would take in one child, there would be no more children, homeless children on earth. And there would not, the predators could not take those children, because those children would not be vulnerable. But if I can do it, anybody can do it. I've never regretted one day in my life what I've done for these children, because they are so grateful. I probably get 1,000 hugs and kisses a day. and just hanging in there and doing it, and you won't regret it, because we have children who we've rescued who are doctors, lawyers, pastors, It's not easy, but we've worked hard and there's no regrets. But I think that if we all actually work together, there would be no more orphans, no more vulnerable children.
My name is Rosy Orozco, a former congresswoman from Mexico who fought against the cartels and human trafficking. This year, we are launching the Heroes Wanted campaign, shining a light on extraordinary people fighting in the front lines.
So go to kaleido.charity/heroeswanted, watch their stories to help amplify their impact, and vote for the hero who inspires you the most.